Wake up to yourself, learn where you hold tight. Wake up to yourself, there's no need to fight. Feel it like it is, tighten even more. Learn to be aware, and you'll open every door. Good morning. This is Rhonda Ohlson from Woman Shine. Let your true colours shine through and express the real you. This morning, I wanted to share with you a quote from Viktor Frankl, who was a Holocaust survivor. And he said, "In the depths of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer. This is the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." I love this quote because to me it's what life is about. In my younger days, I would rant and rave against things and tighten myself up and get my body in a knot. But now, as I've got older, I've learned to surrender more to life. And the Feldenkrais method has been very instrumental in helping me do this. One of the things we do in Feldenkrais is use constraints. And so I thought I would show you this today with an example. I think many of us, I know I am, I'm sitting a lot more because of, can't go out so much. And so I'm looking at the computer and there's wonderful things to see, all sorts of summits and free information. So I've been sitting a lot, and I've been noticing sometimes I get really, my back starts aching in the middle here, and I realise, fortunately, because my Feldenkrais awareness, what's going on, but I think for many of us we don't. So I thought I'd just show you a few little things today. So our habits affect our structure. And in my body, I've had a few car accidents and I broke my collarbone. So this shoulder can dip down like this, and I can kind of like sink on this side here. So after a while, sitting at the computer for so long, my body just goes into this kind of sinking thing here, and then I get heavier on this other buttock, and then I start to get pain in my sacroiliac joint, and then my spine feels like it's not supporting me anymore, which it isn't, because my spirals are lined up in the middle. So one of the little clever things that Moshe Feldenkrais does to help you discover this, it's really like remembering, feeling your own body, waking up to yourself in terms of, this is what I do. And then he does a very strange thing. He actually takes you further into that. Like, can you do this really well? So I go slumping into this really well. And then he does a thing called a gazing constraint. So I put my hand on my head like this. So what this does, it stops my neck and my shoulders from moving so much. So like I can do, I'm sitting at the computer and I'm doing this a lot, and my shoulders are moving the mouse, but this in the middle isn't moving very much. So if I put my hand on my head like this, I can't move this area. It stops it moving, sort of like we're in the coronavirus isolation. We can't move certain parts. So we can invite other parts to move. So I can move, if I want to say like raise my elbow to the ceiling. When I do this, I go into my pattern. My ribs clump together here. They open out on this side, and my weight comes onto this buttock. So this is a pattern I know really well. It's like a dance that I know. This is a familiar territory. This is where I know where to go. So, and as I do this, I start to feel, when I do this, my ribs come together and my weight shifts, and this side of my pelvis lifts up. So we start to notice that and sense that. Okay, and then come back. And then he does a few other things, but I'm going to fast track this towards the end. So we end up with putting the other hand on the head. And again, this creates a constraint here. And then if I go to lift my elbow to the ceiling, maybe I can't do that because this hip doesn't know how to lift. So he might say, well, what would it be like to lift up the left buttock? When I lift my left buttock, I can breathe better, and this starts to move. So this can happen. And my neck's not wobbling around. My shoulders are pretty, all this area is just fixed. So something can move in the middle. So I've woken up something in the middle to move. And then when I take my hand down, maybe I can feel that I'm more in the center of myself, where these two spirals are lined up. So we've woken up something. And I find that if I've got a problem that I can't solve, like lately I mentioned yesterday, we've got these workmen on the road here at night. And how do I deal with that? Do I fight against it? How do I surrender to that? And I lay on the floor and thought, what's happening in my body when I get upset about it? And I feel myself going like this. And then when I can do a few of these little movements and just change what's happening in my body, it changes my mind. And then I can see, well, I could do something else. I could put an eye mask on so I'm not seeing the flashing lights all night. I could put some white noise music on so I don't hear the crash bang noise. And then, but other choices, and I can go to sleep. So I hope this little tip, just like playing with these little movements, can help you wake up this middle of you so that you can move with more ease and grace and more power. When we're in our spiral pattern, we're moving with our power, centered in our power. So wake up to yourself, learn where you hold tight. Wake up to yourself, there's no need to fight. Feel it like it is, tighten even more. Learn to be aware and you'll open every door. This is Rhonda Ohlson from Woman Shines saying bye for now. Please share this with your friends if you notice, and try this yourself. I'd love to hear your comments and share it with anyone that you may think would benefit from this. And tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, I'm doing another free Friday Feldenkrais session on Zoom, and I'll put the link into the Facebook page. So I'd love you to come along and join us. This is Rhonda Ohlson from Woman Shine saying bye for now.